Okay, so this is our fourth class or fifth class? Fifth class only, huh? So this is our fifth class.
Sixth class.
Sorry. This is our sixth class. So this is our sixth class on applied linguistics, and today we will be talking about language teaching. Okay, so language teaching, applied linguistics. The genre of language teaching we are going to be talking about today. So everyone, please pen and paper on the table and bear with me for some time. Let's begin. Okay, well, I found out that it's a good, what can I say, elaboration. It's a good definition of applied linguistics. Okay, so if you are failing to find any good explanation or any good definition of applied linguistics, you can find that out. We will not be talking about that because we already have talked about that. But in your midterm or final examination, if you find this question, please write the definition of applied linguistics. Then I really suggest if you write from here, it could be more efficient for you guys, okay? Because I found out that this explanation covers almost everything regarding applied linguistics. So that is why I want you to write that down, whole thing. Come on, everyone, please write that down. Quickly. The definition of applied linguistics, basically. With example. Write it down. Okay, I hope this has been already. Shall we go to the next slide? Let's write it down, please. Which example? Yeah, I hope many of you already written that. Submitted?
Yes.
Thank you. So let's go to the next slide. Be fast, come on, be fast. If I ask the definition of applied linguistics, these should be written in these exam scripts. We already talked about that. Okay. So we could know these things. Well, I find out that I already have talked about that, though I already have talked about that, but that was very basic. And as your midterm exam is basically approaching here, so I thought, what if you guys just write the basic things and do not get enough number in your midterms or finals? So that's why I came out with these things. Well, in this slide, you do not have to write it down. Just understand these things I already have talked about at the very first class. Riyadh.
Yes, sir.
I already have talked about these for the very first class, okay? But not in that elaborative way, okay? But still, I find it out that yes, I have to elaborate to some extent that you guys could reproduce these things in your midterm examination straight, okay? So you do not have to write all of these now, but in your midterm, if I ask you the definition and the scope of applied linguistics, so the definition would be this one, and the scope would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 or 4 maybe. These things, and these things should be elaborated in your midterm scripts. Am I understandable?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, you do not have to write that down. So, theoretical linguistics versus applied linguistics. Now, from here, our main class starts. Okay, let's see. Theoretical linguistics investigates an abstract structure of language, phonology, morphology, syntax, whereas applied linguistics uses these theories for practical applications in education, health, and society. That's very important. Please understand these things. Theoretical linguistics, we already have done that. Introduction to linguistics. Oh, you guys are 14 back, sorry. Well, but you guys have already done that, Introduction to Linguistics. So basically at that course, you guys have covered only the theoretical part, syntax, morphology, phonology, then pragmatics, yes, discourse analysis, semantics, these things, yes. But in applied linguistics, we have here social linguistics, we have SLA, we have language acquisition, we have language learning theories. Huh? So these are basically the main discrimination, main division of applied linguistics and theoretical linguistics. This is very important for you to understand. Well, this is not very important for you to write it in the midterm or final examination script, but it's very important for you to understand. If you understand this thing, this division, if you understand this division, then everything later on this course or on any course regarding language could be very easier, could become very easier for you guys. Okay, is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. For example, while theoretical linguists may analyze how passives are formed in English, form means structure, huh? Form, structure, syntax, huh? So structure, syntax. Okay. Applied linguistics examine how to best teach passives to learners from different L1 backgrounds, possibly using constructive analysis. Teach. That means second language teaching, second language acquisition, SLA. Okay? Language teaching. How to teach very effectively. How to teach very constructively. Applied linguistics and theoretical linguistics differs on this place. Is that understandable to you guys? Come on.
Yes, sir.
At least to some extent. Okay. So, this is very important. Applied linguistics versus theoretical linguistics. Theoretical linguistics basically talks about theories, while applied linguistics basically talks how can we apply? How shall this be applied? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Areas in language teaching. Yes, this is very important for your understanding and for your midterm examinations also. Well, today I have talked to you, I have told you that today we're going to be talking about language teaching. Okay? So basically, language teaching key areas. From here, we are going to be exposed how to teach a language very effectively, how to apply language teaching strategies in the classroom. Okay? Apply. See? Applied part. Okay, so applied linguistics plays a pivotal role, a vital role in areas such as curriculum design, assessment, instructional materials, pedagogical strategies. Okay, curriculum design, ensuring alignment between learning objectives and teaching materials. Well, ensuring alignment. Alignment means balance. Okay, alignment between learning objectives. Well, why am I teaching that? What are the learning objectives? That means after end of this course, after end of this class, what shall be the gain of my learning? What can I gain from this course, from this class? Learning objectives. And teaching materials, by using which materials we can teach the language very effectively. Maybe there are some TV, lectures, cameras, and everything, board, and everything. Maybe some computers, and maybe a language lab also could be a good instrument. Okay, so objectives and teaching materials using needs analysis and syllabus design techniques. Well, needs analysis is, this is very important, not for this course, but for you to understand. Needs analysis is the teacher should analyze the needs of the students. Well, not everyone here is as competent as others. Definitely, we have levels here. Some could be more efficient, some could be less efficient. So a teacher, this is a teacher's role, that he or she needs to analyze the needs of students. Who needs what? So, and deliver the speech, the teaching accordingly by analyzing the needs. Maybe Chatni needs one thing. Maybe she needs syntax. She doesn't understand the syntax, the structure. So she needs to be dealt with syntax first. Maybe Riyadh needs some phonological part. Maybe Riyadh doesn't have the authority to pronounce some sounds. Maybe he lacks some authority of producing some sounds. So Riyadh's needs is not aligning with Chatni's needs. But as a teacher, I have to design this class materials, this class techniques, and conduct the class as a way that both Riyadh and Chatni got benefited. Okay? So by analyzing the needs, we can basically see, or we can basically assess how a teacher should conduct the class, so that everyone's needs met its end. Okay? Okay, so this is using needs analysis and syllabus design technique. Well, by using the needs analysis, by analyzing the needs, the teacher has the authority to design the syllabus. So, Chatni needs syntax. Yes, I will include syntax in the syllabus. Maybe Imam needs phonetics. So, I will include phonetics on the syllabus. Maybe, thank you for the name. What was her name? Come on, say. Afsana. Okay, maybe Afsana needs what? Marker and sharpener? No, she doesn't need markers and sharpeners. Maybe she needs the conversational skills. The conversation. Yes, maybe the conversation. Or maybe she needs the writing skill. So I shall include. Okay, so everyone needs should meet its end by syllabus designing. Well, it's a teacher's job. Okay, so language teaching. Well, basically we are talking about everything about teacher's job. Well, assessment, developing valid and reliable tests that measure real-world language competence. Well, yes. In the midterm examination, I have to deliver. A teacher has to deliver a kind of a question paper so that the test should become reliable. That means what you have not taught in the classroom, you can never put that thing on the exam questions. Hey, exam questions. Okay, so this is an assessment. And definitely, while assessing someone, we teachers have to be aware of this, what can I say? This assessment is basically being very relevant, being very reliable, so that reliability means, yes, if this test is basically assessing me in a correct way or not. That means, is this test is reliable or not? Okay? In Bengali we can say Bisharjo. Okay, so instructional materials. Well, creating culturally relevant and linguistically accurate content informed by corpus linguistics. Yes. So here I have to design the material according to your culture. I have to design the material according to your age limit. Well, a language teacher can take a class from grade 2 students, class 2 students, okay? And the language teacher can also take the class of high school student. The same teacher can take the class of university undergrad students and postgrad students also. So the language teacher has to set this thing in his mind that yes, I have to keep in my mind that who are my audience, who are my students. So by analyzing their age and their culture, I have to design my materials accordingly. Okay? Not everything is appropriate for every age, definitely. Class 2 students can never have the authority of understanding just like an undergrad student. Definitely. So this teacher has to shape his teaching and his materials according to the age group. Come on, according to the age group and class group, definitely. Okay. Pedagogical strategies. Let's see what happens here. Applying SLA, second language acquisition research to classroom practices such as scaffolding and peer interaction. Example, introducing a task-based syllabus in an ESL program in South Korea informed by learners' needs and authentic language use in business context. Well, here basically they are saying, we already know second language acquisition things, we already know second language acquisition theories, we already know Prash's motor model, we already know critical period hypothesis. Come on, Prash's motor model, we already know that.
Yes.
Critical period hypothesis, we already know that.
Yes.
Okay, so we, by using our knowledge, our prior knowledge, Prash's motor model, or these things, blah blah blah, we have to design our course materials, our classroom practice, our classroom tools accordingly, so that these pedagogical strategies remain the same all the time. Okay? What we know, we have to apply those things in the class. We have to apply the critical period hypothesis things. We have to apply those motor model things in the classroom so that the language learning could become very easy and effective. So basically these things are basically making language learning or language teaching very effective. Okay? Okay. Please write that thing. Is it rolling? Hey, is it rolling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hey, do not write that thing. We already understand that. Yes, we do not have much time. So I will be uploading that anyways. Okay, the role of grammar in language teaching. Let's understand this thing. Traditionally taught through memorization, grammar is now contextualized. So traditionally taught through memorization, grammar is now contextualized and integrated into communicative teaching. Yes. See, traditionally taught through memorization. Basically, we learn grammar by memorizing the rules, aren't we? Yes. We learn grammar by memorizing the rules. So traditionally taught through memorization, grammar is now contextualized and integrated into communicative teaching. Yes. Nowadays, grammars are also important for communicative teaching. The teaching of communication, how to communicate effectively, how to communicate properly, how to communicate without making errors. For example, teaching the past continuous tense by having students narrate an incident using visuals and prompts. For example, what were you doing when the earthquake struck? What were? Past tense. Okay, applied linguistics supports data-driven learning and consciousness raising activities. These two things are very important. Data-driven learning and consciousness raising activities. Well, what will you do if the nuclear attack spreads? See the context-driven, the context raising or the consciousness raising activity. And data-driven thing, well, we already know the prior data. Why am I talking about a nuclear war? Because something is happening at somewhere, at least. We already know that. We already know the news.
Yes, sir.
We already know the information, the piece of information. We already have that. That's why this is data-driven learning. It is integrating something in your brain. Yes, I know something about that. And it's consciousness-raising activities. What will we do? Do not panic. Do not these things. Do not that. Do not those. See, these things are actually happening here. Okay. Allowing learners to discover rules through guided analysis. Guided analysis, that means scaffolding. Guided means?
Scaffolding.
Exactly. For example, learners examine authentic text to notice the use of passive construction, the formulate rules themselves. Well, we can already learn languages through literature. That means the literary pieces, the poems, the novels we are reading, Robinson Crusoe, maybe Gulliver's Travels. So, we can examine in which structure they were talking about. In which structure they are following for narrating. okay, to narrate the story. So we could follow the structure, then we could learn those structures. We could imitate the structures. It's basically grammar imitation is all about memorization. Okay, so in order to become very effective communicator, effective learner of that particular language, we have to study the grammatical rules in the context of what? In the context of those novels, those poems. See, then we can understand how this language is basically working, in which structure this language is operating itself, so that we could learn it better. Because every time we have any example in front of our eyes that could make us feel for that, that could make us learn for that. Okay? So this is the role of grammar in language teaching. The role of grammar in language teaching is very important. Definitely, without grammar, we can never teach language appropriately and properly, definitely. In order to become an appropriate user of any language, we have to know the grammatical rules, definitely. Okay. Vocabulary acquisition, this is very important. Vocabulary teaching is informed by research on word frequency, emphasizing high utility words first, lexical chunks and collocations, teaching words in context. For example, heavy rain, not strong rain. Incidental versus intentional learning. Basically, these things, they are talking about word frequency, emphasizing high utility words first. Well, whenever we are here for teaching the vocabulary, yes, hey, vocabulary teaching is one of the most important things in order to teach a language very properly, because without vocabulary, without proper amount of vocabulary, we can never master a language. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how should we teach vocabulary? Number one, word frequency. The most frequent words should be taught first. I, you, do, don't, do not do, play, eat, sleep. These things. Most frequent words. Everyday words, we can say, everyday using words, okay? So, emphasizing high utility words first. Then, the democracy, socialism, Marxism, these kinds of words afterwards. Play, eat, sleep, these kinds of words, these kinds of verbs first place. Okay? So word frequency. The most frequent word should be learned at the first place. Thank you. Okay, lexical chunks and collocations. Well, lexical chunks and collocations. Please keep that in your mind that lexical chunks and collocations should be taught very proper way. See, teaching words in context. That means we have to deliver the context also, not just mere words. Heavy rain is correct. Strong rain is not correct. But one student, those who don't know, he could say, sir, what if we can say strong rain? Heavy means, something weight, something weighing more. Strong means something very rigid. We can say that, sir? No. Yes. This is basically collocation. The Britishers or the English basically do not say these things in that particular manner. They say heavy rain, not strong rain. Okay, incidental and intentional learning. See, balancing exposure and focused instruction. Example, using graded readers to increase balancing exposure and focused instruction. Everyone, please. Exposure means exposure towards that particular language. Okay, focused instruction means, well, I am very much focused and I know what I am teaching. Okay, and I know while teaching, they will learn which amount of certain things. For example, using graded readers. See, Reader's Digest or graded readers, that means the comic books, the easy English books. Yes, for early childhood students of English language, we suggest them they should be reading graded readers. They should be reading The Adventure of Tintin. They should be reading some comic book, which is definitely in English, definitely. Some Disney books also. Well, but in the undergrad level students, in order to make their writing very high level and their understanding of reading very high, we suggest them to read newspapers. We do not suggest reading newspapers to the first grade or second grade boys or girls, but the undergrad students, we highly suggest you should be reading English newspapers. See, this is how you should be balancing the exposure. You have to balance. That means in which age group, what would be the appropriate one for them? Okay, so to increase incidental vocabulary acquisition among intermediate learners, tools like concordances and corpus data help students analyze word usage in natural language. Basically, they are talking about which I have made you understand by example. Okay? So vocabulary acquisition has gone. Punctuation and phonology. Okay, this is our last. This is our last slide for today. Pronunciation and phonology. Yes, pronunciation. We already have done that. Phonetics and phonology. We already have done that. We already pronounced so many things. Huh? You're welcome. Okay. Applied linguistics contributes to pronunciation pedagogy by emphasizing phonemic awareness, training learners to perceive and produce constructive sounds. Have I trained you properly?
Yes.
Have I done that properly?
Yes.
So please give me some thanks. Give me some thanks. Okay, Afsana, give me thanks. Have I done that? Have I aware you in a phonemic way in the previous semester? See, I do not have to explain these things because these are the things you have already gone through. You have already gone through. I do not have to explain this slide at least. Come on, give me some applause. Come on, give me some applause at least. Thank you. Good. This is not applause. This is not applause. Come on, thank me. Afsana, come on, say it.
Thank you.
Hey.
My turn. যখন মানুষ নিজে নিজে খুঁজে নেয় খালি
Okay. I'm coming back to you. Afsana, say it. Yes, sir. Please. Say it. Come on. Phonemic awareness. How could I understand? How would I make understand those 30 batch students that yes, phonemic awareness, training learners to perceive and produce constructive sounds. How I trained you? How would they know if they do not hear from you? Come on. How would they know? Sir, you were saying training learners to perceive and produce constructive sound. Sir, how have you trained? How have you trained your students? Come on, we want to see some examples. So this is the example. Come on, say it.
Stand up.
No, you don't have to stand up. Come on, say it. Come on, thank me, please. Haven't I trained you? Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Haven't I trained you? Haven't I trained you? Huh?
It's audible.
Okay, then Afsana will say later. Shall we say that? Shall we say, please? So, okay. This example is for Japanese learner. We'll be giving the example of Bengali learners and we'll be using this sound now, not la or ra sound. Hey, wait. Can you say this sound? Which sound is it? Please, come on, have a try. No problem. Hey. Okay. Can you say what sound is it? You please. What is it? Come on, say it. I mean, this is very. We can see that. Huh? Raw. Okay. Thank you. Come on, say. What is this sound? Huh? Sounds like? Oh, maybe she wants to say something. Navana, say what sound is it? I decrease all of your numbers.
And the others.
No. The sound of this. The pronunciation. Huh? No. Not the place of articulation, not the manner of articulation. I do not want that. What is this sound? What is this sound? What is the name of this sound? I haven't asked that. What is this sound? You do not know this sound? You don't know this sound?
Struggling to.
Hey, this one.
স্যার এটা দিয়ে তো আমরা ফ্র্যাঙ্কলিন শিখছি স্যার এটা দিয়ে কি
Come on, say it.
So is it thought?
না 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 থ্যাংক ইউ
Interdental sound? Interdental sound?
ইন্টারনেটে এটা জানি
Interdental
স্যার
sound? Okay, so how could we pronounce an interdental sound?
স্যার আমরা এটা দিয়ে না
How could we pronounce an interdental sound, please?
স্যার দাঁতের মধ্যে মানে
We know that. We know that. We know that.
স্যার এটা
Interdental.
উদাহরণ শিখছিলাম আমরা
Yes.
থ্যাংক ইউ
Huh?
থ্যাংক ইউ
Okay, you have done it right. At least.
স্যার মানে উদাহরণটাই তো বলতে চাচ্ছিলাম আপনি আমার কনফিউজ করেছেন
Okay. So that was basically phonemic awareness. She was phonemically aware. Girl. Okay. And you all should be. Okay, prosody. What is prosody? Everyone, hey. I'm finishing soon. Prosody is teaching stress, rhythm, and intonation for intelligibility. Okay? Stress sounds. Maybe education. See? Education. The pressing towards the front. The pressing towards the front is basically called stress or rhythm. And intonation. What are you doing? What are you doing? See, these things are called intonation and stress. Okay, technological tools using software such as Pratt to analyze student speech. Hey, we can always use that tool. Oh, it's very good. Example, students use visual pitch contours to improve raising intonation in yes/no questions resulting in clearer speech. Well, I have talked about that in the forensic technology that we need a language lab, basically computers. So basically if we have language lab, we can have technological tools there. Okay, so our teaching, our learning of those sounds could be more effective. Okay, so that's the end of today's session.